Welcome to vlog number 72 as I enter the freeway. Today I want to tell you a story about some neighbors we got a while ago, probably a year ago, across the street. Across the street in our neighborhood, we have a house that is a rental. So somebody owns it. I have no idea who owns it, but that house has been renting out for as long as we've lived there. And when we just moved in, there was some couple in there that we never saw. They came and went and never made a peep, and we never saw them outside or anything like that. And then they moved out a couple of years later, and then a new family moved in, and they were a nice family, and we were friends with them. Their kids were friends with our kids, so that was nice. And then they moved out, somebody else moved in. Don't remember who it was after that. And then they moved out, and then these people moved in. So these people that moved in, it looks like a family. So there's a woman, and there's maybe 4 kids. Looks like the 2 adult kids maybe moved out. They show up once in a while, but there's 2 smaller kids that live there. And then some guy lives there, and I can't figure out if he's a son or a boyfriend, or just some dude that's renting a room. I don't know. But anyway, one day I'm sitting there in the garage working on my car, and I hear some kind of mumbling, like loud mumbling. And sometimes people will walk by on our sidewalk, and I hear them talking, and you can hear them start mumbling from far away, and then they come closer, and then they walk away, so you kind of, the mumbling keeps getting louder, and then it goes away. Well, this mumbling doesn't go away. It just stays at the same volume. And I'm waiting for them to pass, but there's nobody there. So I peek out from behind the car to see if I can see anybody. And I noticed that there was a man and a woman standing in their driveway. Or no, standing in their garage. And they're talking. But they're talking almost screaming at each other. They're arguing, or I don't know what they're doing. And I'm like, all right, well, I just continue working in the garage, and they continue mumbling. And then I forgot about them completely. I'm just doing my thing. And then I hear this car rev up. And I'm sitting on the, like if I'm in the garage, I'm on the left side of the garage looking out through the door. The car's in the middle of the garage, and I'm sitting by the front wheel, the passenger side of the car. So I can see out the garage off the left side of the garage if I'm inside the garage. And their driveway is directly across from ours, so I can't see them mumbling. I can just see a side of their driveway. Anyway, I hear this car rev up, and then I see this car back out directly into our tree on our near my driveway, there's a swale by the sidewalk, and there's a tree growing in there. And he just slams into this tree with his quarter panel. His quarter panel is smashed. His wheel gets bent. He puts it into drive and tries to drive away. And he's just spinning front wheels. His back wheel is not moving. It's just screeching on the floor, on the ground. And he's just... So I just get startled, so I jump up and come outside, and I see him trying to drive away. And he got probably about half a block down the road, and he realized that he's not going anywhere like that because his back wheel is not spinning. So he turns around, drives back into his driveway, and parks the car. So I obviously flew out right away, and I see him drive away, and this lady comes out with her phone. She's on the phone, and I come out to the street, and I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, no, it's not okay. He's I don't remember what she said, like disturbed or something's wrong with him. But anyway, so he drives back into the driveway, goes home, and I don't hear about it. Basically, he disappears in the house. So I continue working in the garage. Probably half an hour later, the cops show up. They go in the house, they bring this guy out. So the cops park on my side of the street. And they go into the house, bring him out, so they put him in front of the car. So he's standing in front of a cop car right in front of my house. And then more cops show up. And I'm just sitting in the garage working on my car. And I see one of the cops coming over to me. And he comes up and he's like, "Are you the father?" And I'm like, "Father of who?" He's like, the guy, he called his name. I don't remember what he called him, but and I'm like, "No, I'm the neighbor. He lives over there." But anyway, that was funny. He's assuming I'm the father. I'm just sitting here working on my car in the garage while his son is getting arrested. Anyway, that was funny. But that's not the end of the story. These neighbors, they keep entertaining us. So, one of the adult girls that lives in that house, or I don't know if they live there, if they come and go, I don't know. But she has this junky car. And this is another day, like later, maybe a month later. Or a couple of months. Her car is in the driveway. So imagine this, their driveway, right? The garage, the driveway. Right to the right of their driveway, if you're standing on the street looking at their driveway, to the right of their driveway is a lamppost. And to the right of that is the mailbox cluster, you know, where all the neighbor mailboxes are in this big box. So she backs out of her driveway and backs right into the lamppost. I find out that the lamppost is made out of fiberglass. I always wonder what it was made out of, but so obviously it falls down and the lamp, the light shatters on the ground. So she calls her friends, or I don't know. I don't think there's anybody home but her. But she was with her friend. But some more people show up, and they drag the light to the curb, and then they go about their business. So this light's just laying there on the side of the road. Eventually, a few days later, somebody shows up and picks up the light and removes the stump that was there. And then I think maybe a month later, they came and installed the new light there. That was funny. So another day, I wasn't there, but my daughter tells me that basically there's a car parked in front of their house, and it's parked like in a weird way. The trunk of the car is hanging out in front of their driveway, so it's not parked all the way properly. Anyway, and she says that ambulance shows up, and they walk around the car, and they see there's a guy in the car passed out. So they open the car up, pull him out, and take him to the hospital. Now, remember, we live in a decent neighborhood. There's no crime in it. There's no like druggies everywhere. It's a pretty decent neighborhood, pretty quiet. So all this drama is pretty out of place for our neighborhood. So yeah, this guy, I don't know what happened to him, but he passed out in the car. Fortunately, he made it home before passing out. Almost made it home. And then later on, this is like recently, another guy. Now remember, the reason I feel weird about whoever lives in that house, because there's all these different people. Like I can't place them. I can't figure out who's the husband. Is their son? Is there just a roommate? I don't know, but I know this woman has 2 kids that permanently live there. But also I know there's like various cars always parked in front of their house. Like there'll be a van that shows up, and it's there for maybe 3 days. Not like permanently, but it looks like whoever drives it goes to work, comes back, parks it. And then the next week, there's some other car, or there's no car. So, I mean, this woman is very active, probably on like, what's that app called, where you hook up with people? So she's probably pretty active on it, because she has different dudes showing up every week. But yeah, so this completely other guy looks like a decent kid. He's a young guy, maybe in his early 20s. He shows up with his truck. It's like a square body, like older Chevy pickup. He becomes normal. He becomes like regular at this house. I haven't seen him before. So he becomes regular at this house. He drives this red pickup truck. Then one day he shows up with one of those fishing boats on top of the truck. He has the rails on the back, so you can put things on top. So he shows up with this aluminum boat on the top of the truck. And that's fine and dandy, and he parks on the street. And then one day, he forgets that there is a boat on top of his truck, and he attempts to drive into the garage and smashes his boat on the top of the garage door. Oh my goodness. So that happens. And then his truck breaks later on. his truck breaks, and he parks it on the street. And every weekend I see he's under the truck trying to fix something, and under the hood trying to fix something. And one day I decided to come over and it was raining. It was raining, and he's laying on the ground trying to work on the truck. So I have this pad you can lay on to work under the car. So I bring the pad to him, and I'm like, hey, you want to borrow this? So you don't lay directly on the wet ground. Anyway, I talked to him a little bit about his truck, that it's broken, whatever, he's waiting for a part. But he says that one of the neighbors called the cops on him, and basically they made him... The law is you can't park your car permanently on the like a city street. You have to move it every 24 hours, right? So that's the law. And his truck has been parked there in one spot for days. So some neighbor called the cops and told him. So the cops showed up and put a sticker on his truck. So he can't move the truck because it's broken. I told him, all you have to, like the law says, you have to, like if you move it 3 inches, it's already moved. So I told him, just move it 3 inches to push it over 3 inches. So that's what he's been doing. And then 1 week he didn't do it, and he got the sticker on the car again. And I'm like, man, who's doing this? I know we have one neighbor that's really anal like that about things, and tries to look at all the neighbors and make sure they're following the rules and stuff. But I don't know if it was that neighbor or not. Then he finally got his friends together, and they pushed the truck onto their driveway, and so it's still standing there on the driveway. I think he gave up on it. He went and bought a different truck, and now he's driving an older, probably like 70s Ford pickup, a diesel Ford pickup. Anyway, having this kind of a neighbor across the street, it's interesting, keeps you entertained. All right, that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it entertaining. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.